What's going on, everybody? Welcome. My name is MT Major, and today this is going to be a little bit of a different video. We're going to do somewhat of a podcast, but not really. It's just going to be me doing some missions with someone else, and we're just going to talk about Elite Dangerous. We're going to talk about what the future holds. We're going to talk about what we want to see, and we're going to talk about just some things about Elite Dangerous in general that we think, we want to get out of our system. And yeah, it's just going to be a lot of fun. We're just going to have a little podcast session going on. So here we are, guys. We're with Tom from Holler Talk.
TOONPIG.
TOONPIG.
Tombo. Telly Tom.
Whatever
That boy. I have so many names online.
Yeah, we're just gonna talk about some subjects about Elite Dangerous and some things that we would think would be a great addition, but also just how things are going right now. And we got an hour, we got a year in between updates, so there's a lot of space in between, and it's kind of
A lot of speculation.
a lot of speculations, and it's also kind of like, how are you going to keep yourself busy,
Yeah, I have multiple ways to keep myself busy this year. I don't know how about you, but I just recently started playing again.
Yeah, me too. I was out for about a month, something of a month. Yeah.
For you, a month. I haven't played since December. I heard there's like a hiatus for like a year.
Yeah.
They started those new storyline things that I don't really care about, and here I am, still playing.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different things that have been added, but it's all just small niches and small updates about, just some small additions. I would
Patches.
say.
It's patches.
But it's not, yeah, patches. But there's nothing. The problem that I had when I heard that it's gonna take a year, and that was like half a year ago or something. It's gonna take 1.5 years for a new update to come up. That sucked so much. I immediately kind of stopped playing.
Yeah,
even though
I had the idea that they would only have some bug fixes going around, not really adding anything. Our wait for the fleet carrier and stuff had to be postponed again. I was feeling like it was on their back burner, and that they're gonna focus on Planet Coaster. And now what they have their, I think it's like their Jurassic Park sort of thing.
Their
zoo game. They're working on a zoo game right now. Zoo Tycoon, but made by Frontier.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I still love the game, and I recently, I've been coming back, and the main question that I would say, the first real topic that I want to talk about is mainly about, if you're gonna, like, what are you gonna do to keep interested? Because obviously this game has a lot to offer, and we take a lot from it. But eventually you're gonna stagnate. Either it's you've got enough money, or you've done everything in the game that's possible. What are you gonna do to keep yourself busy?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I've had this same question probably more times than there's years in our current calendar.
Exactly, it's ridiculous.
Seeing how I've been a beta backer, I've been playing since 2014, and it's been an on and off journey between updates mostly.
I mean, you keep playing, you always come back, and I mean, not necessarily.
There's no game like it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Star Citizen, what I consider its main competition, is not really doing well in my eyes, and that's a shame.
It is. But also, it's such a large investment, this game, that even if Star Citizen was doing well, I probably wouldn't change.
I wouldn't change. I wouldn't switch. I'm too invested.
Far. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, this game, sometimes I don't play for a month or even 2 months, but it's always kind of there. I don't uninstall it or anything. It's just always kind of there. And then once I come back, and the answer to the topic that I wanted to address is mostly that communities kind of keep it alive.
Yeah. I've been holding myself together on the Elite Dangerous community for like 2 years now, I believe.
Yeah.
The solo aspect for me is kind of gone, and I'm mostly now helping other commanders, or just like the two of us are right now in a Benelux squadron, faction,
the
whatever you want
Benelux
to call
Squadron,
it.
yeah. And I mean, it's so much fun because you can get really invested in it. You can, you can see it as a role play. That depends on what you want and what you do. But it's okay because it's a community, and I would really like if there's any people that are really doubting if they would ever want to play this game again because they're so burned out. Look for a group to get invested in because honestly, that's gonna, it sucks. If you don't like the game anymore, you don't play it. But if you really like the game, but you just are burnt out and you don't know what to do anymore, groups will give you so much more. It's like there's almost more content in having a very fun community than the game itself, I would say.
Yeah, I can totally agree with that. It's how we met to begin with, and
Exactly,
I've had a ton of fun just with you and the other guys just being in conflict zones and that kind of stuff, just doing stuff
Hanging
together.
out. Exactly.
Yeah, just it's hanging out while playing the game. Even if like right now we're just in a wing, we're not even really playing together.
No.
But we're talking, and that's
yeah.
necessary. It's something to keep occupied during those long hauls of sitting in Supercruise, for example, which normally people would get bored from. But when you have something to talk about, or you have a movie or series to watch, or YouTube or whatever, music, it's what keeps me engaged. It's also one of the flaws with the game, obviously, because a lot of the time when I'm playing, like right now, I'm just doing some button pressing, maybe move around with my mouse, and then I alt-tab and work on something completely different till I am at my destination.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's not engaging at all. Moving from one place to another is not engaging. It kind of sucks almost, but it's still fun. It's weird how it's the most boring thing ever. I'm not even touching my whole computer at this point. I'm just waiting for me to get to where I want to be. But it's still very cool.
It's something to do. It's very casual, relaxing, and that's one of the main reasons I play. I'm fascinated by space and just look around, and after all these years, I'm still amazed by the scale of this game. Sometimes you don't really see it because of that's how space works.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just.
And it's gorgeous.
If you think about it, how big everything is in this game, it's like whoa, and it looks stunning, especially with the new light engine they've introduced in the Beyond update, I believe it was.
Yeah, the game is gorgeous. There's no doubt about it, and it's so well optimized. This game, I can run this game on my laptop that can't even run fucking Team Fortress. You know what I mean? Like this game runs on everything. It's ridiculous. It doesn't run really good or anything, but it's just so well optimized. It blows my mind on how good this game actually is made. There are AAA games coming out right now that are horribly optimized. Did you just look at Rainbow Six Siege, for example? It's a really cool game, but that
can't
game
play that on my computer.
Oh my god, that game has so many bugs, and it's also so. You can't run that game. PUBG, for example, you can't run that game on anything.
Oh, I can't run it even on my current rig.
Yeah, it's ridiculous on how badly optimized that game is. Even though this game is, considerably smaller in size if you look at the player base and stuff like that. So I think honestly, this game, I have nothing bad to say about it. I want to say that in advance in this video. We're already like 15% in, but I want to say it because I feel like that's important, because I'm definitely gonna flame a little bit during this podcast.
I think it's good to have criticism.
But it's a wonderful
just
game.
In general.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful game. I love it, and for that reason I have some criticisms, just so that in the case people listen to me, I can voice my opinion about this game. That I really adore this game, and Frontier developments tend to listen if you just shout hard enough, and for that reason I just like to put my opinion out there, and maybe they can be like, oh yeah, you have a good point in that, maybe we should fix this.
Exactly. There are a lot of things that can't be fixed, obviously, or introduced, or added, or whatever.
That's true.
So How about you tell me about one of those issues that you feel like there are?
It's the travel times. It's definitely Supercruise. I get how it works in this game and the mechanics you have with it. You can't just change it anymore. But the way it worked in like previous Frontier games, like First Encounters and just Frontier 2, was that you have like a little time skip button, right? You just speed up time by 10, 100 times or something. So your travel times are mitigated in seconds instead of minutes. And that's just, that's what kept me going through those tracks. But obviously this is a multiplayer game. You can't do that because of piracy and other gameplay elements like PvP, power play, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, but that's...
You wouldn't be able to time warp.
I know what you're getting at. Yeah, I can remember when I'm not sure if this is the right place I'm thinking of, but I can remember when you went to Sothis of Seos, and you got there, and then you had to fly, or was it somewhere else? No. It was the passenger mission place. I can't remember.
Medb, 40 minutes of travel time.
Oh my fucking god! You would fly, you would jump one time, and then when you got there, you had to sit in Supercruise for half an hour. I mean, it's fun that they introduced that stuff because it makes it feel realistic, but it's so ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but at the same time, this is classified more as a simulator than a game in some cases.
That is true.
And I think it does the simulation well. I don't have VR. I've never even got to try VR yet. But what I've heard from people playing this in VR, this is the best experience, beating even Forza Motorsport for them. Which is just, amazing to me.
Yeah, well, I've actually tried VR on this game. My brother has a VR set, and I actually used it to look around and walk around my Anaconda, because I could actually get up and walk around, right? And it was surreal. I mean, I don't want to nerd out about this, but it was ridiculous. It was so cool. It really was. It was so cool.
And I bet it put skill in perspective too, because right now you just think, oh, it's just like a normal cockpit I can roam around in.
Exactly.
When in VR you can actually see, whoa, this Type 9 cockpit is actually 10 meters up. You know what I mean?
It's ridiculous. I mean, I was in the Anaconda, and one thing I did notice was that because my feet were actually standing on the chair, because because you're a little bit higher to the ground, because your head starts a little bit above your head, you know what I mean? So the moment I stood up, I was actually touching my head on the ceiling. So I had to like your instant response is to kind of like cower, So, but it's weird. It puts it really in perspective. I mean, in the Type 10, you would never have that issue. I mean, look at this guy. Look at this cockpit, man. It's huge. But the Anaconda has actually quite a low ceiling in the cockpit, I noticed.
And that's interesting. To me, it just looks like it's pretty high up, and that's like a big bridge.
It's not that high. That's the weird part. I mean, it's still a big bridge, though. I mean, my brother's whole house wouldn't fit in that bridge. That's not true.
Silly to think about, right?
Oh, maybe a living room and something
fitting in the big bridges of a blue aligner.
It's ridiculous, man. It's really large, and these ships are so big. And I just hope that when Multicrew comes out, or when the new update comes out, we can actually walk around our ship. And I don't even care if we can only go in like 30% or 20% of our ship. I just want to be able to get up and walk around, It will give so much perspective on this game.
I know that people really want that. I myself, I'm just not that interested in the idea of what they call space legs, walking around your ship.
No?
And stuff. No, not really, because the first Elite game I played was the Classic Elite, probably on some website, back in the early 2000s. And I went from there and got into Frontier 2. Got a little bit into First Encounters, but I just didn't like how it looked, so I got back to Frontier 2.
Right.
And then back in 2014 or something, fresh out of the Kickstarter, I got to hear, hey, there's a new game, Elite Dangerous, and it's going to be multiplayer and modern hardware. And I was just instantly hooked. Sorry, back to beta. So yeah, I just play these games. You know, you go Wing Commander stuff. You're just in this cockpit. That's all you get because hardware limitations, most likely, and just the way the game works. So for that reason, I'm just not too interested in space legs because for me the game is sitting in the cockpit and flying.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, I mean, you know, if for example you could do, the only thing I would be interested in space legs if there are certain things you can do within your ship that you can't do otherwise. Like for example, maybe you have like a trophy room, or maybe you have like, you know, captain's cabin.
Captain's quarters you can.
Yeah,
you can
where you can. Yeah, exactly. You can customize, but also like where you can do some things that you can't do otherwise. Like maybe you can send. I don't know, man. Maybe you can apply for stuff. I've got no clue what, but that would give you an incentive to get up and get out. Because what I'm afraid of is that eventually you're gonna get bored. You're see it. You know, it's not gonna be special anymore.
I have a feeling that when, you know, knowing Frontier and how they've treated this game in the past, it'll probably be like, here's your space legs, there's probably a skimmed feature attached to it, and you'll get used to it, and it's like, oh, okay, I got space legs, I guess.
Exactly.
I can't really do anything with it except look around.
I mean, yeah.
Not that I would mind, because just the whole idea of having it is pretty amazing.
Although, if the multi-crew can also get up, that would make it really interesting.
That would make it pretty interesting.
Maybe you can play space chess or something in your fucking captain's log. I don't know. You know, no, but like it's a weird thing. But you know, you can. That's the stuff that you could add that would potentially give some incentive on actually getting up. You know,
you better, from the packages I buy for those new ARC coins, they better introduce some stuff for space legs.
Yeah, those coins, man. I'm not positive about that at all.
Me neither.
I feel like
I'm mixed.
I mean, they should have done it. I'm okay with in-game currency, whatever, but they should have. Okay, two reasons. Reason one, it takes away from the realism. I feel like it takes away from the, like, what is it? Does it exist in game? You know what I mean? That's
like that.
issue.
I don't really worry about that.
I mean, I don't know. But then also, what I also think is weird is that, you know, they should have done this at the beginning. They can't halfway through add these in-game currencies, and because it's the only reason they would do it from a business perspective is to, you know, make more
money.
Coin. Yeah.
Make money. That's the whole idea behind this, obviously.
Yeah, but that means that, you know, buying a skin for €2.50 is not going to be a thing anymore. You know,
it's going to be
probably going to be like
of €10.
Exactly, €10 worth of those coins. Yeah, and that's what I like this system where I can just, you know, I get a new ship and I'm like, okay, I'll just go to the store and buy a skin. You know, who cares?
Something we've always criticized is, hey, we already pay. In my case, with the expansion I later bought with it.
Mm-hmm.
I've put over €100 in the game right now.
Oh, easily, yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like the cosmetics should have been free either way, but I do get why they, you know, have it the way they have it right now. I do understand that for monetization.
I think it's okay. I think it's okay that the cosmetics and stuff cost real money, but you know, if you know everyone is used to it being a certain price. And if you're gonna make it obviously more expensive by adding art coins, if that's gonna be the case, because you don't know, but probably it's gonna be
the
shitty.
same price in comparison. They already said this, but my fear is, think of it this way: your normal skin pack costs €3.60 or something.
Yeah, for example. Yeah.
And when you buy you want the skin pack kind of art points booster pack. You'll get not enough for that, so you have to go one up and actually pay more for the same pack.
Exactly.
And have some hard points you don't do anything with, neither can you buy anything with. That's what I'm afraid of.
So
I'm afraid
I know exactly what you mean. For example, you're buying 1,000 points for €5, and then you buy a skin that's 700 points, and then the 300 points you can't buy anything with. So you have to buy another 1,000 points for €5. Yes. You know, but then again, like, honestly, if they give us space legs, and if they give us all these things, I mean, they've given us way more ships than we were even supposed to get.
Yeah,
So,
they gave us
you know,
way more than the
like
promised
6,
amount.
7, 8 more. So I'm like, I'm not even mad, you know.
I'm
But
not mad, and they
it's
also said you can
kinda.
unlock it in game. I bet it's super grindy to get those points,
Oh
but
yeah, it's probably
like
gonna be. I mean,
everything in this game is grindy.
not that people in the Elite Dangerous community have issues with that, because honestly, these are the most hardcore nerds I've ever seen in my life.
If I look at the Elite Dangerous
Jesus
community,
Christ.
we complain about the grind, but at the same time, it's what keeps us playing, and that's
Yeah.
a fundamental flaw of the game.
Mhm.
But at the same time, it also saves it from people completely stopping playing, and for that reason, I believe it's one of those things next to the learning curve and the fact what kind of game this is, that the grind is makes this game, if you want to play it or if you like too much, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
I
that's
mean,
why this game has kind of a niche, in my opinion.
it does. I mean, there's again, like you said at the beginning, there's no other game like it.
There's nothing like this.
No one like this, and that's a good thing. It really is. Um, but also, I don't know. I'm so there's such a love-hate relationship with me going on with this game, because honestly, it's gotten me. I mean, I'm not gonna say I got a big channel or whatever, but I mean, it's gotten me at least to the point where I'm now, is where I feel like I really really like it. So I kind of have it to thank. I kind of have this game to thank for it, because this game is such a niche, and it's such an amazing, just a really amazing game, and I really enjoy making videos about it. So, in that case, it's really amazing. But there's other parts about this game where I'm like, just why, why?
There's plenty of things in this game where I'm like, why did you do that? But on the other hand, it just drowns out the things I like about it.
Yeah.
Of course, I complain about it a lot, and let's be honest here, everyone in the community complains a lot about this game. But at the same time, we keep playing, so they are doing something right for us.
I mean, how can you not play this? Look at this fucking game, man. It's wonderful. But there's so many things that could be better,
That's true. I feel like this is like not entirely the PlanetSide 2 story, because that wouldn't do this justice. Oh, that would be an insult to the game, honestly. With PlanetSide 2, it's such. I don't know. I like the premise, but the execution is a bit wobbly, to say the least.
Uh-huh.
And I think Elite is similar, if you want to, describe it that way. The premise, the whole game itself, the idea that Braben has is great. Braben and Bell made a completely amazing game back in the 80s, and expanded on that. So this is kind of his baby, Braben's. So for that reason, I think this is truly a good game with a premise and stuff. But execution is kind of flawed in some ways, and a lot of people have said this.
Yeah. But I mean, there's also a lot of positive things. I mean, I would say, it is absolutely one of the most engaging games out there. One of the best games out there, if you were to ask me. But are there some other points that you want to discuss? Maybe something.
In this,
Well, I mean, what are the things you really really want to see in the future? Maybe some updates or what?
I want them to do something that would get people to play more in open.
Play more
I really do.
Okay. I mean, do you understand that they're solo? I mean, I do.
I do understand why they're solo. We're talking ganking, and I've recently heard that there's also hacked clients these days in the game. So I understand why you want solo or in the Mobius private group. But the thing is in open, I've wonderful memories. For example, I went to a community goal like last year, because it didn't happen recently. I had a break on myself before I started playing again. I was here in my holler, went to the community goal, and there's this guy, and his name was Rhino, I believe. And if I can, I'll send you a screenshot of it, because we had the same holler, so we're both in a holler next to each other in front of that station.
Yeah.
With the same skin. and we were basically that Spider-Man joke where it's like, "Hey, wait a minute," pointing at each other.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It was basically that, and I had a wonderful chat with the guy. And this is something, you could say, oh, that will also happen in the Mobius private group. But what won't happen in the Mobius private group is the wonderful time I had when they discovered the alien crash sites and the Guardian ruins.
Yeah.
If I can also give some pictures of that. I think they're somewhere on a hard drive. I remember that the Smiling Dog crew, the STC, came to visit us when we first discovered the Guardian ruins. And at the same night, I was so hyped I went there in a courier. Long travel. And everyone got shot down. Like the STC came here, it was I think a Ferdinand, Anaconda, and I think a Cobra. And they just shot every explorer that was there. Everyone was just shot down. And that's when they said, hey, when you land on a planet, please dismiss your ship. My ship didn't get blown up, luckily. I managed to escape. I went in my ship and I jumped away.
Yeah, there's just...
like, normally you would say, that's ganking, bullying, mean, and people would scream on the forums and Reddit about it. It's like, it's unfair and it's mean and I work so hard. But looking back at it, this event, like, I think it's 2 years ago now, 2 or 3 years. And I just look back at it and I just smile because it's such a funny experience. And at the same time, this was before I even could afford an Anaconda. So everyone in an Anaconda was just gods to me.
Right. Yeah.
I only had like 6 million at the time. I didn't know how to make credits. And this guy in an Anaconda was at the side.
Jeez.
That's your dog.
My dog. Hey! Anyway, continue.
Okay, so before your dog rudely interrupted me, this guy and I at the Guardian ruins, like the guy in Anaconda, we chatted for me till 2 a.m. This guy was at work. He was in IT at a school, and he just had a lot of downtime while backing up servers or working on servers, I believe he was doing. And we're just chatting for the whole night. And this is something I would have never experienced in solo. Probably not even in Mobius, because I don't know. I don't think the Mobius community is that interactive with each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is just something that happened in open, and the same night that the STC came, and it's wonderful. Same went from the alien crash site. Everyone was just exploring these wreckages and thinking, what is this? Is it Targoids? Maybe it's just a space flower,
Yeah, right.
But yeah, these are all moments I have in open, and that's the reason why I play exclusively in open right now. I can understand that you don't want to if you have like a little cash and your ship is expensive and you don't really know how to make money. But now with void opals here and people making hundreds of millions in a day, I truly believe there's no reason to cower away and maybe lose some 20 million in rebuy every once in a while because of a ganker.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I only play in solo if I'm gonna do like a little project or whatever, but usually I play in open. But the thing I wanna say now is it's not really, I mean, it's not really anything on your story or whatever, but void opals, man, I honestly am not really happy about that thing, because it's really unpopular opinion. I know. I mean, I'm used to giving unpopular opinions, but the downside of void opals is that you would have all these little things like Soldiers and Chaos, Medbee, all these money making exploits, right? Essentially, what Frontier has done is they said, okay, we're giving in. We know there's always going to be exploits, so why don't you just have all of these hundreds and hundreds of millions? It's ridiculous. Normal missions are not worth doing anymore except for reputation. Any other way of making money isn't valid anymore. The only good way of making money is void opals, and
it's the meta.
Sucks, man.
I agree.
It really sucks because there's just I don't. It's not that I don't want to do void opals. I just don't really need the money. I don't think that. I mean, I've already have everything I want. So there's nothing really for me to get money for. So not that I have a lot. I've got like 75 million, so I don't even have that much. But it's like, you know, who cares? But it's the thing that sucks is that void opals make it, you know, I can remember when, you know, if someone had anaconda, he was, you know, so good, you know. You know what I mean? Like he had
Not that
played
like in the
so
first
long.
2 days of playing, you have
Oh
the
my
biggest and better
god.
shit.
Yeah, like so that there are people that are, I mean, and honestly I can't really say this because obviously I made, you know, some videos that really gave noobs, if I can say noobs, the opportunity to get the biggest ship in, you know,
I think we all
20
did,
hours.
and that's with the
I mean,
game.
yeah, but it's like, you're right. I mean, everyone told each other, so it's not really on me or on any other YouTuber. But all I'm saying is that what sucks is that void opals make it so ridiculously easy that it's like not even valid anymore to do something else. And
I don't know. I think it's min-maxing
yeah.
for people, and
No,
I just
money isn't worth anything anymore. Unless fleet carriers are actually going to cost, you know, 150 billion. But then, you know, isn't that called inflation, you know? When things are getting so
Kinda.
ridiculously expensive because people have so much money, you know, so this game is super inflating right now because everyone has billions. Everyone.
But there's no money sink, there's no auction. So if you look at it in a way, money doesn't matter, and the fun we have matters. And one of the reasons, you know, I suggested this whole podcast idea that we can just voice our opinions
Yeah,
is
right.
that I want to really tell people. I want to tell everyone that manages to stick around this long. I want to tell everyone how much fun I've been having in the game, not grinding credits or engineering materials,
Yeah.
because I've been doing missions and it's great. I'm currently an achievement for it. I've tried it in a Viper and it worked just as well. You can do a big ship, small ship, whatever ship you like. Just do missions, please. I've been
Yeah.
making 70 million or something in the last 3 days or something, just playing and doing missions, scanning missions, scavenger missions,
It's fun.
bounty hunting, assassination, mining. I've been doing everything, courier missions, and you know, those base raiding missions with the power grid and mega ships. And I just want to suggest everyone to do the same because you will get burnt out grinding. And currently, I've been kind of maxing out on certain resources for the engineers just by doing missions. And I don't really care even. I just do missions and I get passive income and engineering materials. I do understand if you want to grind for some things, but yeah, that's just what I want to say here, I guess. It's worth it to not grind and just do some missions, do an activity that you like, and enjoy the game.
I completely agree.
Because everyone's complaining about the grind. Maybe take a break and do some missions.
I mean, I'm doing missions right now too because I just don't feel like. I mean, honestly, I just felt like doing it. I'm not really doing it for anything else. Obviously, to get some of that influence.
Yeah, what people also need to know, the whole reason what sparked me doing the missions in the first place is that on Anara you have like this little leaderboard for your faction and your minor faction, how many influence points you've earned for them. So that's what got me started into doing these missions.
Yeah, because we're trying to beat each other to get as
Yeah.
much influence points, and I mean,
As possible, and it's just fun.
it's fun, you know, and it keeps you busy. But this game, it shouldn't turn into a job, you know. Don't grind too much, you know. If you really want that cutter and the only thing you want is a cutter or a corvette or anaconda or type 10, the only thing you want is that ship, you know, take a break, take a cobra out or buy a further lands, because the moment you're gonna buy your anaconda, 2 days later you're gonna sell it, because or you'll put it away. Not I mean, I would sell it, but maybe you put it away because there's just, I mean, it's not that special, you know. It's a bigger ship, it's really cool, it's really nice. They obviously, the bigger ships are the better ships when you look at the damage output and stuff like that.
If you look at stats,
And they
the
are,
thing you need to
you know, and they can be the best. Yeah.
People need to learn that bigger doesn't mean better, because it's been proven in this community time and time again that if you have skill you can do everything. You know,
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
sidewinders taking down a basilisk
Absolutely.
target.
I mean, I agree,
If you
but
think about it, the longer you play in the smaller ships and learn how to master those and not die and be efficient at your tasks, the more fun you'll have in the bigger ships. And maybe you'll even learn that, like me, wanting those big ships for years and now having all the three big ones fully upgraded, and you don't really like flying them. And I prefer having the small landing pad and
yeah,
being in these limited little vessels like a hauler.
yeah.
There's a reason why I love that thing so much, and it's because it's so limiting and challenging to use at times.
Yeah, I completely agree. I really enjoy ships like the Courier. Also, I mean, it's not a small ship, I know, but the Clipper is also something I really enjoy because it's just it's special. It's unique and there's just, I mean, I completely agree. There's a lot of things that I mean, obviously it's really cool to have a really big ship. Right now I'm flying the Type 10 too because it's big and it's awesome and it's just a beast. But it's not. It doesn't have to be the best. Yeah, you're right. But I would say that in theory, if the skills were the same, a cutter does have the best shields. And an anaconda does have the most damage. I mean, Type 10 does have the most damage output. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I know
these
what you
ships
mean, but
are
stats aren't
ridiculously
anything.
powerful.
They are powerful, and if you go to a conflict zone, for example, you do want at least a fully upgraded Python
Yeah, at
to have
least.
a more fun experience.
Yeah,
But
I
those
wouldn't
places are
go.
meant for more experienced players, I would say.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when I take my Clipper that's not upgraded to conflict zone, I'm getting wrecked, and when I take the Anaconda out, I will have, my thick shields and my thick hull, and I can handle that, and that's, you can also die in those things. Don't get me wrong, but it's, less, less easy, I would say, much less easier, which is
The
logical
last,
because they're more expensive,
the last time I got burned out of this game, you remember, we were just being in Hess reses, conflict
Yeah,
zones,
we were just
and I was
fighting.
in my cutter, you were in Anaconda, and we had our other friends, Carcosa and Ricketer,
Sometimes like six people in
being
one conflict zone. We
yeah,
were just shooting. We were
in,
just
in
shooting.
in their corvettes,
Yeah.
and the reason I got burned out was even one of my most enjoyable activities, being bounty hunting. It just got so boring because it's so easy in those big ships that I just kind of got bored of the game.
Yeah.
And for that reason, I also want to say try out smaller, more challenging ships
Yeah. I mean,
for your
switch it up.
combat.
Switch it up. There are like what 36 ships in the game. Why would you play one? That's the thing. Uh, there's a lot of fun ships in the game.
Especially
And
now that you have all this money, don't be
yeah.
afraid to waste it on a small ship and just have fun with it.
I
If you
mean,
die a couple of times, you can afford it now.
yeah, exactly. My anti-Targoid ship is a federal dropship, for example. It's fun. It's ridiculous, but it's fun. It's a beefy ship. It's really good for Targoid fighting. I think at least it's a little
Or
lumbering, but
take a little upgraded sidewinder, maybe with basic engineers into a
why not?
FD
Why not?
and fight a wing.
It's
It's
fun.
fun.
So much fun, and then that's people should really enjoy the game. That's all I'm trying to say with this. Other than that, something I'd really want to see in the future of Elite Dangerous, I would say. I would really want to see some more ships, man. I mean, there
More
are
ships.
the more ships. Yeah, listen, there are so many ships. I agree, and I'm completely fine if they don't add any more ships right now because there are a lot of ships and we should be happy for that. But the
You want,
downside I
you
think
want
about the
Panther
ship,
Clipper.
Panther Clipper, yes, but that one is coming. God damn you! No, but the thing that all the ships, not all the ships, but most ships are roughly the same, and that's what I think is annoying, because you can have a
Alliance Chieftain,
uh,
Crusader, Challenger. Is that
yes,
what you mean?
also, but also that, for example, you have a Corvette and an Anaconda, for example. They're different
Yes.
ships. They look different. They have different hard points, but essentially their roles are the same. You know what I mean? You don't have.
I do understand, but I do handle differently.
They handle differently, and they are different, definitely different. But all I'm saying is that, for example, look at, and I'm gonna just say this. I know it's not the same, and I know it's maybe not. Maybe it's kind of out of line. But look, for example, like look at Star Wars, for example. There are certain ships in Star Wars that are just very unique looking. They have like, for example, their cockpit is not in the center of the ship. It's all the way to the left. Do you know what I mean? Or there's just some, it's weirdly constructed. It just looks unique. Maybe a ship that's small, but it has like, like more unique stuff. Like the Mamba, it doesn't excite me anymore. It doesn't excite me to see a ship that's already been done. We already have it for the lens.
Yeah, I do get what you mean, but at the same time, you gotta realize that most of the ships currently being introduced and then being in the game are like new versions of the old wireframe ships
in
the 1980s.
No, of course, I know. But
if you want, I do understand what you want. Some ships I'm kind of looking forward to. Not only the Panther Clipper, because that was just an absolute beast. I understand why it would be overpowered in a multiplayer game like this. But
make it ridiculously expensive. I don't care.
Yeah, make it expensive maybe, but have more cargo space than the Cutter. That would be nice. So that's my only wish for the Panther Clipper. I am excited for them to add that. As a joke ship, I also want them to reintroduce the shuttle, which doesn't even have a hyperdrive capability.
Yeah, but
no one would buy that. I understand why they wouldn't add that, but it would be funny at least. Maybe for like new players, I guess. Make it like 200, 500 credits or something.
What they could do, in my opinion, a ship that I'm looking a lot of forward to, and I know it's probably not going to come, but it is in the lore, is called the, and I am not even sure. It is called the not the Imperial liner, but the normal liner, which is essentially a beluga liner, but then it was outfitted as a warship. So it's essentially the Type 9 of the Type 10 of the beluga liner. You know what I mean? So you would have beluga liner, but then it would be filled to the brim with hardpoints. That thing would be so awesome, man. Think about it. Beluga liner is huge.
The South Kruger.
Oh my god.
It would be
normal liner, man. I'm looking forward to that, and it's in the lore. It exists. The lore is that I think the capital ship or something of the Federation was usually it was being like it was when it went somewhere, there were escorts, and the escorts were 2 normal liners, but they got destroyed because they were too weak, and then they got 2 farragut cruisers as escorts, right? So that's the change that they did, is they just added 2 dreadnoughts as escorts. But the normal liner was a thing. It exists. So I'm ready for it. Where is it? If it's in the lore,
it would be fun.
Why not, man? They made it. They made the Keelback. They made the Type 10.
That's true.
I'm still waiting for a Type 7 warship, but other than that, man.
What I'm kind of waiting for, I don't know if they'll add it, because this would mean a completely new ship, but a designated ship made for mining. I am, of course, a miner, and I'm not saying this, but void opals. I'm a real miner. I only do deep core void opals. I actually do bulk mining. I have ships with mining lenses equipped. You can trust me.
I know. You're a miner, but now it's useless to mine because void opals. But but that's
not totally. I still do it for missions, and
it's fun.
Just this week, I helped someone get 50 tons of bromlite for an engineer unlock.
Oh, right, okay.
So it still has its use, and I still enjoy doing it. You can get some engineering materials for doing it also.
Yeah.
So definitely worth it to at least try it to see what you think, because it's very soothing and relaxing, because there's literally no one. And instead of just, searching for mother loads, you have a bit more luck because you only search for a rock with the contents you are looking for, which is less rare than a mother load.
Right. That's the thing.
Just go painite mining. Have fun in the metal rings for once.
I mean, it would be cool if there would be like, but I mean, they would have to make a couple of mining ships. That would be cool. You know, I would like to see the Type 10 either get buffed or a real dedicated bulk transport ship, because honestly, 700 and what is it, 760 or in cargo capacity, 760 or something.
I don't know.
That's
something in the
it's too
700.
little. It's not enough, man. I mean, especially right now when there's an inflation thing going on with everyone making so much credits. They should up that. I think the Type 7 could also use some extra cargo capacity if you compare it to the Python.
Yeah, I think a Type 7 should have more cargo than a Python.
Yeah.
That way, you would have the Python being perfect for the largest ship that can go on like orbital stations.
Yeah.
And a direct upgrade, much cheaper, might I add, would be the Type 7, which is a larger, uses a large landing pad. But if you look at it, I feel like Type 7 should hold more.
Yeah, you use a large landing pad because it's so tall. That's the downside. So the length is actually long enough for a medium, but it's too tall. So that's. But I mean, if it's so tall, man, give it more cargo. It's ridiculous. But I mean, those type of things they could change, and the cutter is, in my opinion, a little bit too overpowered with its cargo capacity, and the Beluga has also way too little. If you look at how massive it is, it's massive. It should have more. If you strip it down on the inside and you add only cargo capacity, it should have more. Come on, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like, that's what holds me back. Because I love the Beluga liner. You know that. I love it. It's such a cool ship. I love it. But it's just in every way, it's underwhelming. In every way, except. Yeah, no, even for passenger missions, I think in the cutter or in the Type 10, one of those, there's more passengers actually fit in.
The problem is VIP.
VIP, yeah, alright.
VIP passengers, which is, if you want to do passenger missions these days, you'll use VIP passengers.
Yeah.
But the problem is that the VIPs are no longer in VIP modules that could only be fitted on stuff like a Beluga or an Orca. And
really?
Making them absolutely, redundant. Yeah, they used to have it. Actual VIP cabins. I haven't seen them anymore. And only the VIP passengers could fit in there, and the other bulk passengers would be first class, business class, and economic.
That's so weird, man.
They got rid of it. I don't know why they got rid of it.
Like, I don't understand. You got these three amazing ships that
we got three passenger designed ships,
and no one uses them because they're useless. And I mean, the Orca is good for ramming, sure. The Beluga, whatever. I upgraded the Beluga once. I could do hazards with it and stuff. It was amazing. It was fun. But the canopy breaks in 1 second. The Dolphin is a good explorer.
A good explorer that's very cute.
Yes. So, but why? There's no reason why you would play the ships as main. And that's what aggravates me, because they're so cool and so unique, but yet no one plays them, because why should you? So I'm saying add more hardpoints to the Beluga if you need, because no way, like 5 medium hardpoints, he's shitting me? That thing is 200 meters long. 210 meters long. You're telling me there's no more room for 5 medium hardpoints? What? Stupid, man. I think.
But you could say it's a passenger mission. Why would it need it? On the other hand, why would other passengers accept going in a Type 9? The same VIPs would go in a Type 9 fully kitted for war.
Honestly, I would rather go in a Type. I would rather go in a Federal Corvette fully fitted for war in the deep space than in a fucking Beluga that has 5 pulse lasers. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So why would you have a passenger liner ship that has 200 presidents on board, for example, which is possible, right?
Yeah,
why
it's
would you have that thing?
Universe.
Why would you have that thing outfitted with 5 medium hardpoints? It doesn't make any sense. And usually the argument is indeed what you say, like, oh, it's a passenger ship, but that would only give it more reason to make it stronger. You know, I mean,
Yes.
I think they should add what I'm saying, normal liner, just a beluga liner. I don't care. Make it 300 million. Make it when one of the big four. You know.
I want to add something.
Yeah.
VIP passengers only in VIP cabins. Reintroduce the VIP cabins. Only have them go in fancy ships. So you have the South Kruger, and I would say
And up
VIP,
the pay.
maybe have them in a Clipper or something. Because let's be true here, Guatemala also has very fancy ships.
Exactly, and make them pay more because
I think the pay is alright. I honestly find the pay to be alright.
You know what would be really cool?
What would be cool?
If you could actually, if you for example have a very high reputation, that you could say, okay, you know, my prices are higher. For example.
there
You know what I mean?
used to be a system where you could say, I want more money. This actually used to be a thing in Frontier 2. You could ask for more money, and you could ask them to pay like upfront and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, why can't I do that? There's someone coming on my ship, and you know it's also it's also really weird when you're in deep space and people are jettisoning, people are leaving your ship because
Well,
where are they going?
I don't know. That's just going into witch space to their home world.
What the fuck?
It's okay. I don't mind that so
man.
much.
I know. It's right now we're kind of nitpicking, and I think we should end this because this is a very long video.
Long render times. I
Very
understand.
long RAM times. Honestly, guys, I hope you enjoy this type of stuff because I enjoy making these type of videos, kind of ranting about stuff. This was Tom or Tom or Tombo. He has a channel called Holler Talk where he does this regularly.
Just regularly. I haven't uploaded since last year. If you want to go to my channel and you're interested in my stuff, I hope Mr. MT over here will have my other channel linked.
Definitely.
Which would also link you back to Holler Talk if you're interested in me talking about topics.
Yeah, I mean, go over there, subscribe to him, check his stuff out because he does bring up a lot of interesting points, not only about Elite but about other games as well. So
I just Holler Talk is when I want to vent about some stuff. So if you're interested in me boiling my opinions, go to that.
right.
I also have a normal channel. I post Elite Dangerous content, tutorials, memes, just fun, dumb
stuff like that.
Just check it out.
Yeah. And I mean, if you guys really enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done that already. I mean, this was a very long video. If you guys enjoyed this type of thing, where we just talk for an hour about some stuff and I'm playing Elite while we're talking and etc. Let me know in the comments down below. We'll do this more often. Maybe if you guys have certain topics you want us to talk about, right? We could definitely look at those. So please let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. My name is MT Major, and this was Tom as well, and we're out. Cheers.
Bye bye. Thanks.